No doors opened, no footsteps heard. She simply vanished. She was the most beautiful bride the village had ever seen. But at midnight, she vanished without a trace. Her husband searched for answers, but some secrets were never meant to be uncovered. What happens when love meets the supernatural? When a woman's heart belongs to both the living and the dead? Today, we uncover the chilling mystery of the vanishing bride. But be warned, some love stories don't have a happy ending. Right now, just hit the subscribe button. Have you done that? Okay, let's dive into the story. In the heart of Umuachala, a small but lively town in eastern Nigeria, a young woman named Nena was the talk of the village. She was breathtakingly beautiful, tall, with flawless dark skin that sparkled in the sunlight, eyes that held secrets, and a smile that made even the strongest man weak. But it wasn't just her beauty that made her special. She was different, too different. No one in Umuachala had ever seen her angry, sad, or afraid. No one had ever seen her sick or even weak, and no man had ever touched her heart. Many suitors came from far and wide, bringing gifts, gold, coral beads, expensive fabrics, and even cattle, hoping to win her love. But she always declined, always with the same gentle smile.
When the right man comes, my heart will choose,
she will always say. But what no one knew was that time was running out. Then came Ifani, a wealthy, handsome trader from a distant town. Ifani was known for his intelligence, charm, and determination. He had conquered business, but the moment he set his eyes on Nina at the village market, he knew he had found the one thing he could not control: his heart. Unlike other men, Ifani did not shower her with gifts immediately. He studied her, learned her ways, earned her trust, and slowly she began to soften towards him. One evening, under the shade of an ancient udala tree, he asked Nena,
"Why do you hide your heart? Why are you afraid to love?"
And for the first time, her smile faded. For the first time, there was fear in her eyes.
Ifani,
she whispered.
Some things are better left unknown.
But Ifani was not a man to fear the unknown. He persisted, and after months of courtship, she agreed to be his wife. The whole town celebrated. Drummers played, women danced, the elders blessed their union. But something was wrong. That night, as the villagers sang in joy, an old woman, one of the oldest in Umuachala, watched from a distance. Her frail body trembled, her lips quivered, and she whispered, "The curse has been ignored. The gods will not be silent." The wedding was grand, and Ifani was the happiest man alive. But the very first night after they became husband and wife, he noticed something strange. At exactly midnight, he reached for his wife in bed, but she was gone. His heart pounded.
"Nina!"
he called, but no answer. He searched the room, nothing. The doors were still locked from the inside. The windows shut, but she was gone. At dawn, As he sat in confusion, wondering if he had dreamed it, she suddenly appeared beside him.
Ifeanyi,
she said softly, touching his shoulder.
Come back to bed.
He turned to her, his face pale with shock.
Where were you?
She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes.
I was here the whole time.
But he knew she was lying. For 3 nights, the same thing happened. Nnenna would vanish at midnight and reappear at dawn, acting like nothing was wrong. Ifeanyi couldn't take it anymore, so he decided to stay awake and follow her. That night, he pretended to sleep. When the clock struck midnight, Nnenna rose from the bed, her movement unnaturally graceful. She walked out of the house without opening the door. Ifeanyi's blood ran cold, but he was a man of courage. He followed her into the dark streets, past the silent marketplace, past the village shrine, into the deep forest where no human dared to go at night. There he saw it, a clearing bathed in an airy blue glow. Nnenna stood in the middle, her white nightgown flowing around her. Surrounding her were shadow figures, tall, thin, their eyes glowing like embers. A deep, ancient voice rumbled from the darkness. Your time is almost up, Nnenna. You cannot escape your fate. Ifeanyi felt his soul shatter. His wife wasn't just disappearing, she was meeting with spirits. The next morning, he confronted her.
I followed you,
He said, his voice shaking.
I saw everything, and now I will ask you this question just once, and you better tell me everything I need to know. Who are you?
Tears welled in her eyes. For the first time, Nnenna looked truly human. She told him the truth that years ago, before she was born, her mother had made a terrible deal with the spirits of the forest. The village had been suffering. No rain, no food, sickness everywhere. Desperately, her mother offered her unborn child's soul in exchange for prosperity. The spirits agreed, but there was a condition. When Nnenna turned 25, she would belong to them, body and soul. Her mother had hoped that the spirits would forget, but they never forgot. Now, Nnenna was 1 week away from her birthday. And after that, she would be gone forever. Ifeanyi refused to accept this.
I will fight for you.
He swore. He ran to the village's oldest priestess, begging for a solution. But the priestess shook her head and said,
The spirits do not break their dues. The only way to save her is to replace her.
Ifeanyi's blood turned to ice. Someone else has to take her place. On the night of Nnenna's 25th birthday, the spirits came to claim her. Ifeanyi stood in the clearing, holding a sacred dagger.
I will not let you take her,
he said. The spirits laughed. Then, who will go in for her place? There was silence. Then suddenly, a voice spoke from behind them. Take me. They all turned to know who that was. It was Nnenna's mother. Tears in her eyes, she stepped forward. I made this deal. I will pay the price. The spirits howled in satisfaction. And before Ifeanyi could stop it, they took her. The next morning, Nnenna was still there, alive, free, but her mother was gone. Nnenna fell into Ifeanyi's arms, sobbing. He held her, but they both knew this was never a happy ending. The town never spoke of what happened. But even years later, in the dead of the night, some say they still hear a woman's voice whispering in the wind, "I paid the price. I paid the price. I paid the price." This is the end of our story. If this is your first time watching my video, thank you so much, and please don't make it your last. And for you all that has been watching every time, thank you so much. Just know that you have my heart. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, drop a comment, and share to friends. Turn on your notification bell so you can be notified when more interesting story is dropped on this channel. See you all on the next video. Bye for now.